Another celebration, downtown Grand Rapids. We all know and love this one. Downtown is going to be lit up again for the 4th of July with a fireworks show expected to draw thousands. And one of the people making it all happen is Russ Hines. He's joining us now to talk about what's planned, what's new, and what families need to know before they head downtown. Of course, this is not setting up until tomorrow on Saturday. That's when we celebrate 4th of July in downtown Grand Rapids, right? But for those who are coming out to the fireworks this year, what can we expect?
Well, we're very excited about the show itself. We have, thanks to our sponsor, Soaring Eagle Casino and Resort, we were able to add a little bit of budget to this year's show. And considering everything that happened with the tariffs and challenges getting fireworks and stuff, we ordered our fireworks in January.
Oh, wow.
So we are expecting to have a really, really good show. And, you know, go enjoy the show in your local community tonight, and then come downtown to Grand Rapids and join everybody in West Michigan and just have a great time.
Yeah, I love that. I love that you can kind of do, like if you live in a smaller town, do the fireworks there and then come on over to Grand Rapids, enjoy all the things. And it's not just fireworks, we've got food trucks, you know, we've got a lot of different festivities happening during the event, right?
Without question. So we kick off at 6 o'clock with the national anthem at Nabawan Park. And then we have Hank and the Hawktones starting at 7 p.m. They'll be performing, and then the Green Bridge Band will come on at 8:15. We have a special announcement that is going to be a surprise at 10:15.
Okay.
And then the fireworks will start promptly at 10:30.
Okay.
Ooh.
Any tease? Can you give us a teaser for the announcement?
It's
Tight-lipped?
about something in the future. That's all I can say.
Okay. We'll look out for that.
Hey, exciting stuff. Now, with that, you said you got this new sponsorship from Soaring Eagle, able to kind of bring them into this. Anything new that's going to be able to be produced by all of this?
Well, I think that we'll have the show itself will just have a few more shells. When I say a few more, we're talking, you know, we're talking in the thousands.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
yeah.
A few,
And
just
then,
a couple.
you know, probably end up lasting about a minute and a half longer.
Okay.
You know, our show is a tight, compact show, but there is a lot of activity going on during that timeline.
Yeah, it really is a spectacular fireworks show if you've never been down to go and see it. I want to ask, because you mentioned, obviously, we've got the 5th of July is when the downtown fireworks are. Is that planned so that the other communities around can have their smaller celebrations and then have the bigger one? Is that kind of why that is?
So this event is co-sponsored by the City of Grand Rapids, and when we put everything together, we discussed, you know, what's going to work best. Do we want to try to do fireworks on a Tuesday night when the 4th falls on a Tuesday?
Right.
And that makes it a really big challenge. So we decided to go with the first Saturday in July. So that's always when the fireworks are in downtown Grand Rapids.
Okay.
So this year it just happens to fall on the 5th. So it works out great.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
And sometimes when it falls on the 4th, then there you go.
Well, next year for the 250th anniversary or birthday of America, we will actually be on the 4th, and it will be on a Saturday night.
Okay, so there you go. And I don't know, maybe that's what you guys are teasing ahead to for next year.
Nice try.
I'm going to
Nice
keep pressing
try.
you on that. You know, so we've got a lot of families, a lot of people going to be downtown. It's going to be busy. Safety-wise, what can families expect, or what would you recommend to families if they are bringing young children down to the crowd there?
So, you know, a couple of safety things that I'll go over. One is that, you know, leave your large coolers at home. You're welcome to bring a small cooler or a picnic basket, bottles of water, that kind of thing. We will have food trucks, as you mentioned, on site, so folks can, you know, go up and get food there as well. There's no guns, no knives, no weapons of any kind, no personal fireworks. You know, leave the sparklers at home, firecrackers, that kind of thing. There's just way too many people for that.
Yeah.
And then please leave your animals at home
Yeah.
too. I mean, we all love our dogs and cats, but please don't bring them down. It's just, there's just way too many people, and you know, we're going to ask you to take them back if you do bring them down.
Yeah, you know, leave the animals at home, and sometimes, you know, animals kind of freak out a little bit with the bright lights and the big noises and things like that. You know, I'm sure your animal at home is great, but you're right. You probably should leave them at home.
Yeah, all the safety within Nabawan Park, of course, and surrounding areas as well. But is there anywhere that somebody should avoid, that people might want to stay away from? And where are the fireworks being lit off from?
So the fireworks, so we'll be based in a Nabawan Park. That's where all the entertainment will be. And then the fireworks themselves are shot off Gillette Bridge, the walking bridge between the Amway Grand Plaza and DeVos Place and the Gerald R. Ford Museum. So that area will be all cordoned off. Pearl Street will close probably around 8:30, something like that, depending upon the number of people that are downtown. And then the Michigan Street Bridge will close approximately the same time. And then we'll close the ramp off of 131 to Pearl Street as well, about 8:30. Now there is construction on the northbound lanes of Pearl Street Bridge. So if you and your family have been there for years, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. But you're going to probably have to find another spot to go and watch the fireworks at. Keep in mind the Blue Bridge is open. The park at 6th Street's open. So there's lots of good vantage points to be able to see the fireworks. But I encourage people to come downtown Grand Rapids to see them, because you're going to miss some things if you sit in the outskirts, because we have a lot of lower things that happen, and you want to make sure you see them.
Yeah, something I want to ask you about. You mentioned you bought the fireworks back in January. How's the setup? Like, what does that look like? Do you guys like prepare days, weeks, months in advance for the show? Like, how do you guys set up the show and get it rocking for the 5th of July?
Well, the show itself was built back in late January, beginning of February.
Okay.
And because everything has to be ordered and that kind of thing. As far as the shells themselves, they're actually put on trailers and brought into downtown.
Okay.
And then they are all wired and attached to computers. It's not like we're out there with Bic lighters or anything.
Like, all right, and go and run.
Like you see in the backyard.
Right, exactly.
We work really, really closely with the Grand Rapids Fire Department. They're there to oversee everything, as well as the Grand Rapids Police Department. You mentioned something about safety. We have a private security firm. DK Security comes in and helps us at Anabawan Park, and then we'll have hundreds of officers throughout downtown Grand Rapids to ensure everybody's safety.
Yeah, okay, that was actually my next question, so I'm
Yeah.
glad you answered that.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Sounds like a great time for sure. Now, if people are hoping to head down, but they're kind of trying to avoid the crowds, are there any really good hot spots that you would recommend for people still wanting to check out the fireworks, but maybe they have some young kiddos at home that they don't want to be bringing into those big crowds?
Well, I really like the Blue Bridge, and I like 6th Street Park. Because that gives everybody a sort of, I'm pointing because I'm thinking I'm standing
Yeah,
there.
like spatially. Yeah.
But there's some good spots that are a little bit further away that you can do that. The other thing is that everybody always wants to try to park as close as possible to the fireworks. That's a terrible idea.
Yeah.
Because when you want to leave and you've got little ones and you're sitting there stuck in traffic for 45 minutes to an hour, bad idea. Park on the east side of downtown, park like in the 5th Third lot or something up on Ottawa. Those are great spots so that you can get out of downtown relatively quickly. And think about your exit strategy. If you go to our website, 4thofjulygr.com, there's a frequently asked question tab, and on there it'll show you all the different parking ramps that are available, and you can take advantage of those.
Yeah, you were mentioning the frequently asked questions page. So what sort of things are on that page that people can look to? I know that obviously they're frequently asked questions, but what are some of those questions and what do you hope to answer?
Well, some people ask, they'll ask about pets, or
Yep.
they'll ask about, can I bring a picnic basket or a cooler, and those types of things. And all those things are highlighted there, as well as the rules.
Okay.
No megaphones, and just some sort of more common sense kind of things.
Yeah.
But those are all answered. on that
We think of
page.
it as common sense, but sometimes it's not common sense, so it's good to answer those questions again.
Yes.
It's on that website there.
There's always that kind of thought of, there's a reason why the rule exists, because
Yeah,
somebody
exactly.
brought it once upon a
Someone
time.
ruined it for someone years
Exactly,
ago.
yeah. So
Well,
we talked.
and I mentioned the fireworks.
Yeah.
Let's say that you were a teenager
Yep.
and you decided to bring bottle rockets.
Yeah.
Well, that's not a good idea. There's lots of people in downtown Grand Rapids at that point in time, and we want to keep everybody safe, and we will come and find you if you have. There's cameras everywhere, guys. So just
Absolutely,
be smart when
absolutely.
you're down
For sure. Now, talking kind of about the things that you shouldn't bring, but can we bring chairs, blankets, things to kind of sit on?
there. Yes, you can bring chairs and blankets. Most people bring blankets because the hill at Anabawan Park, chairs really don't work there.
Yeah.
But there'll be people down there tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. staking out their spot.
Woo.
Wow.
So,
That's early.
Yep, there will be people that will come down and stake out their spots, and it's fun to sort of watch the park fill in throughout the day.
Yeah.
It's something a little bit different.
Can we pull up that schedule one more time from the web PC there, because we had the list of events that will be happening. There's a lot of live music and house music and things happening of that nature. Talk about what sort of musical productions you guys have going on during this time from 6 o'clock to when the fireworks shoot off.
So we work with Live Space, and they bring in a jumbotron behind the stage,
Okay.
so that we can show videos from sponsors, the city, that kind of thing. So when the bands switch over, that sort of gives you some more entertainment. We'll have a DJ on site as well. but Hank and the Hawktones will start out. Hank Mowry has been a local music legend in Grand Rapids for many, many years, and he and his band will perform first, and then the Green Bridge Band will take the second part, and they're a fun, entertaining band too. So it's, family fun kind of music, and we just want everybody to enjoy themselves. And we get it. It's a long time for little ones to wait, and we try to at least have something going on. Since COVID, it's sort of hard to do a lot of the things we did before COVID.
Yeah.
But, we do our best to make sure everybody's got something to do, a little bit of entertainment to keep everybody moving a little bit and have fun.
Little dance, little food truck situation there. I mean, how many people are you expecting this time around?
Well, I mean, tens of thousands.
Yeah.
We work with the GRPD to try to estimate the crowds, but until you see aerial shots of it, it's really sort of hard to tell. I mean, there's just so many people.
Yeah.
And weather will definitely be a big factor in how many people show up. It's supposed to be warm.
Yeah.
So we keep telling people to hydrate, make sure to take care of yourself. Because there's going to be a lot of people around there.
Yeah, is there a way, like if anybody needs anything while they're down in Annabawan Park or downtown, are there people standing by that they could maybe go ask questions to, or how can people get information down there on the ground?
Well, there's security officers, like I said, throughout the park. Grand Rapids Police Department will have their mobile unit down there. So if you've got questions, there'll be officers everywhere. So there'll be lots of people to be able to sort of steer you in the right direction.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, awesome stuff. Definitely exciting. I saw on the schedule, too, that it said at 10:20 there's going to be a fireworks test shot. Can you talk a little bit about that, why you guys do that, the importance of it?
So we fire the test shot so that we make sure that everything's working properly. The fire department the fire department will be all over downtown, but they'll be specifically watching that test shot. We keep track of what's going on with the wind to make sure that we're not over 35 miles per hour. So there's lots of different factors that people don't think about. We always have security meetings, usually about 8 o'clock, overlooking everything that's happening in downtown and making sure that we all are on the same page, and that we also cover weather at that point in time too. So if we know that there's storms approaching, what are we going to do? Is it going to go north or south? Are we going to be able to shoot? Are we going to have to shoot early? Those types of things.
Okay, yeah, Amber, manifest some good weather for them, why don't you?
I'm thinking you should be good. And the winds should be calm. It's going to be really nice, honestly.
Yeah.
It's looking good.
All right, well, sounds good there. Russ, we thank you for your time, and thanks for coming in on the 4th of July. We appreciate it. I know you got other activities to get to today, and of course the busy 4th of July fireworks happening tomorrow in downtown Grand Rapids. And look, there's a countdown. There's the countdown for it. All righty.
Can I mention one more thing?
Yeah, one more. Yeah.
So I really need to thank a couple of our sponsors.
Sure.
Meyer has stepped up in a big way to help us out. The City of Grand Rapids, as I mentioned, is a co-sponsor. Kendall Lighting Center, Experience Grand Rapids, Redwater Restaurant Group, Dining and Events, Live Space. Without those folks involved with it, we just couldn't produce this show.
Absolutely. It does sound like there's a big coordination effort between everybody, kind of all the big players at play. So really cool to see that effort kind of pull off these fireworks for our community in West Michigan. So very cool stuff.
Yes.
Russ, we appreciate you for your time. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.